Ladies and gentlemen, we have between us Hon'ble Minister of Railway, Shri Suresh P. Prabhuji. We also have with us Chairman Railway Board, Shri A.K. Mittalji, Member Traction Railway Board, Shri A.K. Kapoorji. We have officials from Railway Board, industry and other ministries. Today we have kept this roundtable discussion with all the stakeholders who are involved in the area of railway electrification, energy management, fuel efficiency, electric and diesel traction, and we will be having separate rounds of discussion for each subject. But before that, I will request Honorable Member Traction, Shri A.K. Kapoorji, to say a few words.
A very warm good afternoon to Honorable Minister of Railway, Shri Suresh Prabhuji, Shri A.K. Mittal, Chairman Railway Board, my colleague officers from Railway Board, industries and friends. I welcome you all today for this roundtable discussion with all the stakeholders on railway electrification, energy management, fuel efficiency and electric and diesel traction, for deliberating and discussing on these aspects and also for expediting some of the initiatives. This is an initiative which is an outcome of suggestion of Hon'ble MR, wherein he has desired to have continued dialogue with all the stakeholders with an aim to enrich ourselves and develop partnerships in all these fields. Indian Railways has embarked upon mission decarbonization and mission electrification with an aim to reduce dependence upon imported fuel, change energy mix and rationalize the cost of energy for railways. As part of this, it has embarked upon electrification of additional 24,000 kilometers, that is about 90% of the BG track, broad gauge track, in next 5 years, by taking the present rate of electrification from 2,000 to 4,000 route kilometers in next 2 years. To achieve this, we have planned to incorporate EPC mode of contracts for railway electrification projects, mechanize the execution through self-propelled wiring trains, etc. For this, the suggestions from industry are welcome. Further, reduction of energy costs has been an area of emphasis. For this, we have started procurement of power through open access and have already tied up about 1300 megawatt. In addition, the first unit of 250 megawatt of Railways captive power plant at Nabinagar has also come on stream and has started supplying power. To change energy mix towards green energy in a phased manner, we plan to set up 1000 megawatt of solar plants and 200 megawatt of windmills. Improving energy efficiency is another area where railway is working, and it has been decided to go for 100% LED lights at all installations, out of which 500 stations have been covered with 100% LED lights. Looking at the future needs of this fast-growing nation, it has been decided to upgrade speed potential on Delhi-Havda and Delhi-Mumbai routes to 160 kmph. For this, 2 into 25 kV system of electrification shall be implemented. Since railway is going for 90% electrification and there are DFC corridors coming up, which shall also be commissioned soon, we are coming up with the production of latest state-of-the-art 12,000 horsepower electric locomotives at Madhepura, and also we are going to source 200 electric locomotives of 9,000 horsepower for Western DFC. High horsepower diesel locomotives shall also be produced at Marhara. Basic intent of these projects is indigenous production of world-class locomotives by incentivizing through economic drivers, as all payments shall be in Indian currency. These projects will provide golden opportunities to the Indian loco sub-assembly manufacturers in line with the Honorable Prime Minister of India's vision of Make in India. We have also taken initiatives to improve fuel efficiency in diesel traction by rationalization of fueling pattern and replacing short-distance passenger trains with DMUs. Several new initiatives have been taken in diesel locomotives like auxiliary power unit, APUs, common rail, electronic direct injection CRDI, and use of alternative fuels like biodiesel and CNG. As a spin-off to open access power procurement, diesel procurement has also been rationalized. Thanks a lot. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. You have already told all of us the kind activities which railway is taking up, and further, I will like to invite now Chairman Railway Board Shri A.K. Mittalji to tell the outcome which we are going to have through this discussion or the agenda which we want to set forth. Thank you.
Honorable Minister for Railways, Shri Suresh Prabhuji, Member Traction, Shri Kapoor, my colleague board members, distinguished guests, members of media and industry. It is my privilege to be part of this roundtable conference. In fact, we had last conference somewhere in November 2016, and it is a step further in this direction. And we are going to solicit your ideas and opinions as to how to move forward in this direction. You are all aware that railway is the primary mode of transport in India, whether it is passenger traffic or freight traffic. We are moving almost 30% of freight on railways, and the target is to move it to 45% by 2025. That is the target that has been given. This target can be achieved only when we move the freight at cost-efficient rates. Today, we are outpriced by road sector, and one of the reasons is that not that our cost of transportation is high. In fact, as you are all aware that rail transport as far as freight is concerned is substantially cheaper than road transport. But we have artificially kept it high because we cross-subsidize some other sectors by higher freight charges. The time has come that we have a relook on that and also reduce the cost of transportation itself. Today we have almost 50% of our main lines, broad gauge lines on electric traction, and we move almost 70% of our traffic on electric traction. What we are targeting is that in another 5 to 6 years, we move almost 90% of the traffic on electric traction, which is cost effective. We have taken various other measures also to reduce the cost, like using the provisions of Electricity Act and open access thing, so that our cost of procurement of electricity goes down. We are going for energy efficient locomotives, whether it is diesel locomotives or electric locomotives. And the advantage of electric traction is that it is independent of source of power. While diesel locomotives run only on diesel fuel, electric traction moves on the power which is generated maybe by coal, maybe by solar, maybe by nuclear energy or by any other means. So that flexibility exists in electric traction, and in times to come, with the electricity rates going down and the open access advantage that we can have, we can substantially reduce the cost of energy, which is presently 25% of our ordinary working expenses. Another thing that we are doing is that we are improving the average speed of movement, and we have launched a mission Raftar, thereby increasing the average speed by 5 kilometers every year, both for passenger and freight traffic, and reducing the gap between since we have common tracks both for passenger and freight, reducing the differential in speed so that we are able to improve the throughput. And another mission area is our two factories which are coming up in Marora and Madhepura for high horsepower locomotives, which will be energy efficient, will be able to move heavy haul traffic at substantially lower rates. So I wish this roundtable conference all success, and I feel the deliberations which will take place in this roundtable conference, the ideas which will come from industry as well as our colleagues in railways will go a long way in taking railways forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Before we hear from our Honorable MR, I will request Honorable MR, respected Chairman Railway Board and respected Member Traction to unveil a booklet, Mission 41K through Integrated Rail Energy Management System. This booklet covers about how Indian Railway can save up to 41,000 crores in 10 years period through various means of cost cutting into its operations. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we start this roundtable discussion, let us hear from our Honorable Minister of Railway, Shri Suresh Prabhuji, who has initiated this whole idea of interaction with all the stakeholders, and listen from you the ideas which you have, so that we can make the Indian Railways a developing engine for this country. And he will be setting the agenda for today's discussion, which we can take forward, and we can continue to add these kind of interactions further. So may I again invite Honorable MR to say a few words.
Chairman, Railway Board, members of the board, Mr. Kapoor and his colleagues, and all my distinguished friends from the field of energy. Let me congratulate Mr. Kapoor and all his colleagues for bringing all of you together. The idea is we have to work on several issues at the same time. Revamping the organization calls for a lot of initiatives in different spheres. And we are taking those initiatives. It is also necessary that we build up a ecosystem wherein this can be implemented very easily. As we could see, just now we launched a mission for saving 41,000 crores in the course of next decade. If you look at it from any global perspective, it's a huge saving one can think of. And that needs comprehensive strategy, a very concerted action, and also very active participation of so many stakeholders. This is a combination of changing energy mix, bringing energy savings, ensuring taking advantage of the regulatory framework, that is buying electricity directly from the producers, bypassing some of the intermediaries, and also looking at new technologies. Energy saving and conservation would mean that probably from a baseline you are saving something. But also there is an opportunity that how do you change the baseline itself? how do you make sure that we are consuming 100 today, so we'll be happy saying that now we are using only 90. But the presumption is that 100 was anyway the right baseline. I think we should also think differently to find out how could we reduce the basic premise on which we are using this energy. And how would that happen? This would call for a lot of new technologies. I remember, I can see so many of my family members because I was Minister of Power, and I can see Mr. Shahi, my good friend who was a chairman of CA, and many others from ILF, many others I can see them. And one of the things that we are thinking about at that time, that was my very layman's question to some of my colleagues then, that why should, I was told that time, that when you generate electricity, thermal electricity, the auxiliary consumption of the power plant itself is very large. It's maybe 8 to 10%. So my question was, why should the power plant which produces so much should use so much? Why we cannot reduce the auxiliary consumption itself? So similarly, this is an opportunity for us to relook into everything, revisit each and every issue, challenge ourselves to find out how much we need. And I'm sure once we do that, which is not really done so far because this all of you will have to participate into this, the saving would be even higher than this. And for that we need technology and we need participation of several stakeholders. Over a period of time, luckily, the concern for climate change, also the economic reasons, people are forced to look at different kinds of strategies. And I think that's also a good incentive to have developed new technologies. So a lot of new technologies are getting developed. So like we are doing this roundtable with stakeholders, we are going to do so many other roundtables. In fact, in the next few days, there will be 3 roundtables which are dealing with, one, we are trying to bring in ERP into the railways. So we are bringing all the stakeholders dealing with ERP. Then first time we are doing a massive data analytics. The big data, how can it be used? How can that data also produce income for the railways? This is something you cannot even imagine the amount of money one can make from this. And if you look at it, the top companies in the world who are making super profits are making profit based on data and their ability to monetize it. When we see so many emails are free, they are free because they allow you to hook in, and your hooked in gives them an opportunity to make money out of you. So railways has such a huge captive audience, which is one of the largest in the world. 6 billion passengers a year. It's not a small number. The freight, almost 1.2 billion tons of freight. That's also data. The number of transactions that we do, number of agencies with whom we engage, it is mind-boggling numbers. Now, how do you do that? So we are actually going to organize very soon on data analytics. We are also doing something related to so many issues. The other day, some of you are there, I could see, who are there for an environmental roundtable. What is the idea behind this? Is that we have taken initiatives on almost each and every aspect of the organizational change. Very soon, we'll have a transformational office. The chairman of the railway board is personally monitoring it. He's already at a very advanced stage of establishment. It's almost established. With people identified, they'll take over, and each of the member, that particular responsibility that he has, that entire operation will be relooked into by our organizational people, but not necessarily from the railway board people. We had a very big crowdsourcing on 18th to 20th of November, in which we got almost each and every employee of the railways, each and every stakeholder of the railways, participating in an exercise before this 3 days exercise, in which they gave ideas about what railways should be doing. Of course, there are ideas and ideas. So we selected some of the very good, positive ideas and had a 3-day session in which our own Prime Minister spent a lot of time. And then now we are taking this to a new level of converting these ideas into transformation of the railways. So each and every aspect of railways, whether it is organization, whether it is energy, whether it is technology, whether it is related to finance, whether it is related to management practice, each and every aspect of that we are trying to relook into. And initiatives have been taken. In fact, I was talking to my colleague, and Sudhir Garg will send you, all of you, a presentation about overall railways operation. What are we doing, transformation, what we are doing about it. So what is the idea behind the round table? Is that when we are doing so many things, we will obviously need so many partners, but also new ideas, new technologies. And therefore today's is focused on energy. And as you can see, this is not just getting ideas and we'll forget about it. It's a very serious exercise in which our transformation office also will pick up these ideas and try to take it to the new level. In addition to our own people, the operating people who are here, they will actually work on it, and we'll try to make sure that we'll also get to know how we are implementing those ideas. Not, as I again said, not every idea can be implemented, but implementable ideas will be implemented for sure. 41,000 crore saving is a massive amount. As you can see, it's a combination. We'll change the energy mix, so we'll go from as much as possible, as it is, we have decided to electrify almost 90% of our lines, and in the next 5 years, we'll be doubling